Alex, this is your Chanter lesson or practice video for February 5th through February 11th. On February 4th, you did a great lesson. Basically, we went over the entire scale. You're going to pretty much graduate from this sheet here pretty soon, this one, after you fill in all of these blanks for me for next week. But basically, I asked you to go from high A all the way down to low G. And you did a great job on that. There's definitely some fingering things that you needed to police yourself on when fingers shift partway through. That's totally normal. Your job is to fix it, and you did a good job of the lesson fixing that. And what we're going to do now is shift over to the book here that's in your binder. And specifically, I want you to go to page 20, okay? So just pause the video for a moment. Get over to page 20. All right, so on page 20, basically it has the scale, as you can see up here, and it starts on low G, and it goes all the way up to high A, and then back down to low G again. Up until now, I've been asking you to start at high A to kind of get your bearings on the Chanter and know where you are, but now you're ready for the full scale. So this is something I want you to start doing. If at first you want to start at high A and go down and then come back up, that's okay with me. But the key here is control. So I'm going to set the metronome at 45 beats per minute, okay? This is the metronome that I use. It doesn't really matter what one you use. You can hear that tempo, hopefully. And the whole reason for this is to control it. So I'm going to start on high A for now. Ready? 1, 2. All right, so that obviously went from high A to low A, or low G. I want you to do that on your own or with the recording a bunch of times. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and do the whole scale from the bottom up the way it's written on page 20, okay? I'm going to lower the tempo just a little bit down to 40 on this. So here we go, starting on low G. So you'll want to get your fingers on there and check your low G. Right? Check it out. Make sure it's good. Ask somebody to start the metronome for you. 1, 2. All right, I know some of the things that happened during practice today was this upper finger likes to do this. Don't let it do it. Keep it straight. Also, we talked about just playing on the as far sort of in the middle of this middle pad, and sometimes even down almost to this joint here on the middle finger because it's the longest one, so that you get good whole coverage. You may recall that sometimes the fingers shift when you go from the top hand to the low hand. And sometimes that might sound like, here's a proper D, right? But sometimes your D might sound, and that particular one is from the F finger not being quite on the hole. So you need to know when to fix it. As long as you can hear it, you can fix it. So that's something you want to work on. Then we went up to the beginning of lesson 2, which introduces grace notes. I want you to pay attention to the kinds. We have high G, we have D, and then we have E. All right, these 3 grace notes, and we did this together in class. And then we took a look at this page, which is the GDE triplet exercise. And I said, go ahead and have some fun with this. I would like you to challenge yourself and start with the low G triplet, which is described up here. All right, in this particular example, they let you play the first low G note all by itself, and then there's a G grace note on low G, a D grace note on low G, followed by an E grace note on low G. So that's going to sound like this. Like that. If you do a bunch in a row, right? You can do the same thing on low A. Same thing on B. And on C. And you want to listen for the fingers trying to shift in there and get off holes. Fix that. Police yourself. And then the fun part that you can try, and I would recommend trying it on low A, is what I call a speed exercise. And the idea is that you start really slowly, and then you play the grace notes a little bit faster each time in order. G, D, E, G, D, E. And you go ahead and allow yourself to speed up until you make a mistake. That's called failure. It's okay to fail in this case, because that means you're building muscle, all right, and memory, okay? So it goes something like this. Start really slowly, slower than you want to. And you can play that as fast as you can, all right? When you make a mistake, stop, go back to the beginning and play it slow again and ramp up the speed until you make a mistake again. It's okay if you can't get very far. It doesn't matter. It's the exercise is going to build your memory and your fingers' muscle memory, and your brain is going to get better at this. So, happy chantering.